Al, it's time to make a joke I made last time.
Uh-oh.
Now that we've come to the end of the road.
Still, I can't let you go.
It's true.
It's unnatural.
What's
Anyway,
next?
continue.
Yeah. Hello, welcome. It's time for the finale of Jared and Al Watch Love Live Sunshine. Kind of.
Sort of.
Sort of. For the time being.
Correct.
That's the best way to put that. I'm Jared, that's Ladium.
Hello.
We're here to talk to you about Season 2, Episode 13, the series finale of Love Live Sunshine, called Our Own Radiance.
I wasn't drinking orange juice that time.
I bet.
I have it in my hand, though.
Good.
It makes it sound like I've just got like a handful of orange juice, so I'm just like slurping out of my hand, but that is not the case. I just have a cup. Here's a cup of orange juice in my hand, guys.
But yeah, this is the final episode of the series. Of course, there is the movie coming up, which we'll talk about later on in this episode, probably.
Yeah.
But for the time being, this is the final episode where we talk about Love Live Sunshine, the Season 2 finale of this podcast.
We salute you.
We salute you.
I don't remember Yo's phrase.
Yosero.
Yosero. Love Live Sunshine.
So we start this episode, and pretty much right off the bat, it's Chica on the beach. She has the flag that symbolizes that they won Love Live. So right away, you're like, okay, well, they won. That's cool.
Unless you're me and miss the fact that the flag's there.
And then like a little later on, like, oh, they won.
I didn't notice the flag was there.
But yeah, this is graduation and also the closing ceremony for the school.
Chica's mom telling her she gained weight. Yikes.
So it's the final day for everyone. Before going to school, Chica gets to hang out a little bit. She spots Rico in her room, and Rico's got a dog. Rico's like, now I'm over my fears, so I got a doggo.
She names it Prelude.
Yep. And also, we get to see Shiitake had some pups.
Yeah, apparently Shiitake had puppies like during Love Live, and Rio didn't know that she was a girl.
Yeah.
And I was like, so there are men in the town because Shiitake has been having fun times with a boy doggo.
Who is this dad doggo?
Who
real
is
mystery.
The dad doggo? We need a Maury in here. You are the father. Bork.
They finally get to school, and we kind of get some like flashbacks of like the first episode where like Ruby and Hanamaru are trying to get Yoshiko out of a tree, who was very upset because she tried to do her hair differently.
Oh, it was so sad.
She's like, I wanted to make it special, and it came out like this.
I was like, oh man, you have really bad bedhead. And she's like, I was trying to make it look nice.
Poor Yoshiko.
Yeah, she fell out of the tree.
And then ran away, and then eventually like they get in the bathroom, and Hanamaru's like, I'll fix it for you. And like it cuts out to like the outside, and everyone's like looking at the door like, what is going on? Or just like, oh, those first years are at it again.
Which like it looks like she has some kind of like clipper type thing.
Yeah.
But she comes out with like normal hair, so I don't know what happened there.
It's a good question. Kanan talks to Chica at one point to talk about keeping the memories of Aqua with them forevers. And then we get to see Dai and Mari in the director's office just chilling. And then behind her, you just hear Ruby be like, I'm going to do my Rubesti!
Rubesti!
And she's just like painted all over the windows. And Mari's just like, dee.
Dai's like, what?
Dai's like, what are you doing? And Mari's like, well, it's the last day. It's like, we just thought we could just have everyone paint messages and all sorts of stuff on the school, because why not? It's the last day. What are they going to do, kick us out?
My Rubesti!
So Ruby writes, I'll do my Rubesti or Ganba Ruby on the director's windows. This is real good. And everyone else just like goes off and paints some stuff. They paint a big rainbow. And then just a bunch of farewell messages and catchphrases and all that sort of stuff.
Each other,
yeah. They show up to graduation. Everyone's just covered in paint. As Mari's handing out diplomas to everyone. there's like a point where like Kanan's like, "Shit, this is weird. I never expected you to be the one handing me to my diploma."
Yeah, that was a weird scene because they only showed her getting hers.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, why are we not showing everybody get theirs? But I guess there's just not time.
Yeah, there's a lot to get to in this episode.
There is.
Daya gives a little speech as the president, and then at the end they're like, "Oh, by the way, we won Love Live, yeah, we did it!"
Yay!
And then they do the cool anime trope of playing the original opening for the final episode.
Yep.
But
With new scenes.
yeah, they updated some of the in between scenes, so like brooding third years are now replaced with happy third years, and some other like scenes as well. There was a good video on YouTube like when this episode came out of like, here's the original opening and here's the finale opening, and seeing like or showing like what's different between two, but it got taken down, so that's a bummer.
Boo.
Because it was a good way to see the differences in between. But yeah, they do the original opening, and I really dig it when shows do that because it's real cool.
And I was happy to see Jumping Heart back.
Yeah, it's a banger of a song.
It's a bop.
Oh boy. Well, afterwards it's time to get real sad.
Yeah, because Daya basically, like, at the end of that just declares the school closed.
Yep. Because I mean they did graduation, so yeah, it is.
It's done, yeah.
Not much else they can do. So the rest of this part is basically everyone kind of going around to different parts of the school and saying their goodbyes to it and the school. Yeah. First we get to see Yo and Rico. They're in the music room. Rico's just chilling playing the piano, and Yo's like, "Hey, that sounds good. It's like this place has good acoustics."
She's like, it's because it's empty.
Yeah. Yo tells Rico that she loves her. Very extended like.
Odd.
Well, I think it kind of goes back to like the jealousy that Yo had in the first season.
It does. I get it. It was just the drawn out
Yeah.
I didn't understand. I'm like, why are you doing that? That's not something you've ever done in the entire series.
It is like a little like just kind of out of the blue.
Yeah.
Yoshiko, Hanamaru, and Ruby hang out at the library.
Which it hurt because like Hanamaru and Ruby are gonna shut the door.
Mm-hmm.
And Yoshiko's like, no, I'm good. Hanamaru's like, I'm not asking you.
I know, like, oh my god, that literally broke me.
Oh, I started crying there. It's like, oh my god.
Like that was the one moment where I was like, nope, you're done.
Yeah. Well, and it's also like one of the few times we've actually seen Hanamaru like
Serious.
be assertive.
Yeah.
But she's like, no, you're doing this whether you want to or not.
And Yoshiko's
Get
like,
over
oh,
here.
oh crap, sorry. Oh man.
It was sad. It hurt me.
So rough. We go to Mari's office, and Kana and Daya give Mari her diploma. Like, hey, we made this specially for you.
With a certificate of appreciation.
Yeah, for being the director and everything. And Mari breaks down and cries.
Which, cry number 2 for me.
Yep. Everyone just cries this episode.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get to see Chika. She goes to the club room and says goodbye to that, closes the door, jumps up and grabs the placard for the
Space Jam
sign, and like fumbles it and grabs it. And then finally everyone meets out at the outside of it, the school, and everyone kind of has their own little part of closing the gates. And then
wait, there was the part with the chalk drawings of them.
Yes, you're right. At one point, like the other students like, hey, we drew these of you on the stage at the Love Live finale. And they're like, whoa, that's cool. And that was real cool.
It was neat. I liked it. Anyway, now we're outside the gates.
Yeah, we're outside the gates. They're closing the gates like by years. Like third years do a part, the first years do a part, and then the second years. And then Chika is the one who has to close it for good. And then she like gets it closed all the way and just breaks down right there.
She's almost all the way.
She almost all the way, and then just breaks down. It's oh man.
Cry number 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because she kept saying, like, I told myself I wasn't going to cry, and she's, like, losing it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it hurt. And then the other second years come and help her.
This is a rough episode.
It is a rough episode. I didn't sign up for this.
But you got it.
I did.
But, like, it's just a great way to show, like, even though, you know, previous episodes have shown them being like, yeah, we're okay with the school shutting down, like, you know, it meant a lot to them.
Yeah.
Like this place had a lot of memories for them and for everyone, just like in the school and in the community and everything, and just it gives them a good reason to just like let out emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
Because Lord knows they needed it.
Yeah, no kidding. They've had a rough year.
Yeah. We kind of have like a little time skip to where it's like a little bit later, and Chica's like just got her like new uniform for the new school where everyone's getting merged into, and she's on the beach with the flag again because she kind of just like left the flag on the beach, be like, hey, people see it here.
And she said she wanted everybody who's coming and going to be able to see it because there's like a port there.
Yeah. And then like her family just shows up on the beach with her, and like she's throwing a paper airplane, and basically her mom kind of gives her like this talk of like, you keep throwing that paper airplane, think it's gonna fly forever, but like that's just not how things go. But you used to be a person who would face adversity and kind of just give up, but this time you didn't. You stuck with it, and you persevered throughout all the adversity you went through. And then she tries to throw the airplane again, a couple more times. She's like, nah, and then she throws it one more time and just like yells at it, and then a big gust of wind blows it,
and it goes.
And then she just runs after the airplane,
mm-hmm.
and it leads her to the roof.
Mm-hmm.
Because she sees it fly on the roof, and then she goes in, notices like the gates open, and then she goes in the school. She's like, "Hello, it's me. It's Chica. Anyone here?"
Which this is the first time that I actually realized that Chica had like a given last name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never realized that. Like I never really like recognized that she had a last name. I knew that she had to have one because she exists, but like
they don't really use it that much.
They don't use it, and then she uses it when she's in the school. And I was like, huh. All right.
Chica Takami.
Yeah.
So she goes through like all of like the little just rooms of the school, and like you get to hear like little voiceovers of like different things that have happened here throughout like the entire series. So, like you get to like remember like Rico refusing her, the third years going through their drama, the outfit getting thrown off out of the classroom, and Yo nearly dying trying to grab it. Hanamaru thinking she could be an idol, and Ruby like pleading with her to join, Yoshiko joining, and it's like a bunch of like different little things throughout like just the entirety of the series, which is real cool. And then she gets up to the roof and grabs the plane. And she like kind of breaks down there again, like just remembering everything that's happened. And then basically just like goes to like the auditorium and like realizes like everyone's there. She's like, "What are you guys doing here? This is real weird." And then they're like, "Hey, we all were gonna be here. What took you so long?" And she finally kind of has like this realization of like what the Radiance she's always been like trying to find was throughout the entire episode, and it's like just been basically the group and everyone all along, the friends we made along the way.
Yep.
She also realizes that like it's not just the student body in the auditorium, but like everyone else is here, even though like the third years have supposedly gone off their separate ways by this point.
Yeah, that was weird because she like literally had the flashback of like Daya and Kanan like leaving for Tokyo and under the sea, and then Mari like
going to Italy.
Leaving. Yeah, and then like they're back, and there was no explanation for that, so it was a little weird.
Just like, hey, we're back. We wanted to perform again. So that's basically what happens, is that everyone comes back, and then they get to perform a new song called "Wonderful Stories," and it basically kind of goes through like just like all the big performances throughout the series, which is real cool, just to get to see like all those like different costumes and sets again.
Oh, I was excited about all the different costumes. Which, speaking of costumes, Chica shows up in like her polo shirt and her shorts, and then like when the performance starts, she's in her uniform, and I'm like, magical girl Chica going to her school uniform outfit.
Magical girl Chica strikes again.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's basically that's how the series ends. We get to go through like all those performances, and that's that. It's
a very emotional trip down memory lane with beautiful costumes.
very emotionally charged final episode.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Well, let's talk about some notes real quick.
Let's
Actually,
do it.
not real quick because there's a lot.
Okay.
The paint the Aqua members use and the small splotches on their faces are based on their color images.
Oh, huh. Neat.
This episode also officially confirms that Shiitake is a female dog, as her 2 puppies are being seen. Shiitake's female gender is also previously confirmed in one of Aqua's stories in Love Live School Idol Festival, and Shiitake also wore the same pink sweater seen in the second season's opening. This episode also marks the debut of Shiitake's puppies and Prelude, Riko's dog, which we mentioned earlier.
Yep.
In the Omoi yo Hitatsu ni Nare section of the ending sequence, a scene of the crowd possessing pink-colored glow sticks before it cuts onto Riko playing the piano is a nod to the incident on Aqua's first Love Live Step 0 to 1, Day 2, which Rikiko, her voice actress, broke down while playing the song itself.
What?
Her voice actress broke down playing during that song.
Oh.
So, that was a nod to that. Before the wonderful story sequence starts, Chika does a similar jump pose that Hanukkah, the original series protagonist, did in one of their PVs. And the Love Live victory flag makes its first appearance since the final episode of the original series.
Spoiler alert, I guess they win too.
Sorry, whoops. Couple of errors. Animation error. During the final sequence of Wonderful Stories, the girls don't possess any shadows while dancing on the schoolyard. And then, a slight continuity error, I guess. Even though it wouldn't necessarily make sense for them to show up. The Awaken the Power section of the ending sequence had only 9 members, without the Saint Snow people shown, despite the song being entirely sung by Saint Aqua Snow. But it just wouldn't make sense for them to be there during that portion of it. Then we got some continuity notes. This is the second time an Aqua member had a pet since Riko's sphere was revoked and taking a dog. Yoshiko hides inside and falls from the Sakura tree once again since I Want to Shine. Chika's flashbacks during her final visit in Urunahoshi Girls High School include, like we talked about, Yo's near death while trying to grab a falling idol uniform, and Kanan and Mari's argument in Young Dreamer, Ruby's decision to become an idol along with Hanamaru and 2 girls' feelings, Yoshiko's decision to join Aqua in Yohane Descends, and Kanan telling Yoshiko to speed up during their training session in Sunshine. During the Wonderful Stories segment, the first year's costume in Tokyo appeared once again, and the Wonderful Stories sequence had various callbacks to previous insert closing theme sequences, such as the following 10 songs.
Oh my god.
Kimeta yo Hand in Hand, Daisuki Datara Daijobu, Yume de Yozora o Terashite, Michiku Dreamer, Omoi yo Hitoso ni Nare, Mirai Ticket, My Mind Tonight, Miracle Wave, Awaken the Power, and Water Blue New World.
Basically every major song that they performed.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Because obviously you got to see a big bunch of those throughout. So that does it for the Love Live television series. Like we mentioned earlier on, there is going to be a movie coming very soon, which is something we didn't have with the Sailor Moon episodes, and we still don't, because those are still kind of up in the air. But January 4th, 2019. It's
around my birthday.
That is the Japanese release date of Love Live Sunshine, the school idol movie Over the Rainbow. The feature-length film that will be at the end of the Love Live Sunshine series. Yeah, set in Italy. Currently, as of this recording, there has been one teaser of it, and then they are just releasing a bunch of character-specific posters for it, which they have everyone except I think one person. Let me see who hasn't shown up yet.
I've only seen Chica and Rico's.
I think Ruby's the only one who hasn't shown up yet.
Rude.
But hers will probably be released very soon. So there's a Chica one in front of the Coliseum where she's gonna fight everyone. Rico's in front of some fancy building.
It's a church.
Yeah, Kanon's in front of another fancy building. We know a lot about Italian architecture and stuff.
Well, I haven't seen them, so I might could tell you some of them. But
Daya's in front of a big building with a clock. Yo's in front of the canals. That's what it looks like.
Venice?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yoshiko's in front of like a building that looks familiar, but I don't know what it is. Hanamaru is by the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and
She's gonna eat it.
Mari's in front of like some steps in a big building.
I'll have to look at these when we're not recording.
And then it says like in the teaser where they're dancing, it is the where it's at is the Piazza di Spagna. Probably butchered that horribly. One of the most famous squares in Rome. But yeah, so like you said, this is going to take place in Italy. It makes sense because it goes along with the idea that like the movie takes place like overseas somewhere. Because the first Love Live series movie took place in New York. This one taking place in Italy makes sense because we already know that Mari is going to go study abroad in Italy. So like, there's obviously the easy excuse there to like, okay, why are they going to Italy? Hey, let's go hang out with Mari for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
There's that. But you know, like you said, like the way that this series ends, like there kind of doesn't need to be a movie.
I didn't really think that there needed to be,
Right.
but
I don't think like this is gonna have like some like breakthrough story elements or anything like that because like everything's kind of been settled. Like Chica doesn't need to have like a new breakthrough or anything about like that. Just give me like a good movie of like just them hanging out and performing in Italy. Like I'd be okay with that.
yeah.
Just to see like these characters show up again. But yeah, we will eventually talk about that whenever we actually get a chance to like watch that. Obviously, it's not going to be like next January because that movie's not going to be technically out then, at least for like home video. So it'll probably be later in 2019, most likely. Would be like the earliest we'd probably see it.
Yeah, sounds right.
Yeah, because and also like we don't know if like Funimation would dub that or not. So that is also a thing to talk about. But that is Love Live Sunshine.
You were actually surprised that I got so into it.
That's what I was about to talk about. Yeah, like going into this, I was skeptical of like how you would think about this because this isn't really a show you normally would watch.
Correct.
So like I was like, you know, I really enjoyed the show, but I was like, I don't know if Al like it, but like, hey, let's give it a shot. And, you know, if she doesn't like it, you know, that's that. You know, and if she does like it, that's real cool. And we got through this entire thing, and you were like, super
Hype.
Do what?
Hype.
Yeah, you were very hype about it. That's a good way to describe it.
I was very invested.
Yeah.
Including the fact that like I now have 2 figurines from the show of my 2 favorite characters, actually.
Well, speaking of that,
Uh-huh.
let's do something that's going to be kind of difficult, maybe.
Okay.
There's 9 members.
Yeah.
Let's rank the members and how in order of like who we like the best.
Ooh. Okay, let me get some paper. Get a I gotta write everybody down. Cause I can rank the bottom and the top pretty easy, and then after that it gets a little shaky.
Yeah.
Let me get a pencil instead of a pen, just in case I make any errors in my judgment. All right.
You can tell I did not prep Al for this before we started recording because of this because she has to go find paper and pen.
Yeah, well, and the fact that like my printer is actually packed already, so I had to I have Post-it
Super
notes.
fine paper.
Yep. Okay, so for me, number 1, Ruby.
Yeah, that's no surprise.
Number 2, Zuramaru.
Also not a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3.
3.
You got 7 other people to choose from.
Okay. Number 3, Chica.
Okay.
4. Number 4, Yohane Yoshiko.
Yeah.
Yep. Wow, I'm on a different color Post-it note. This is weird. Okay, so let me redo my order of the Post-it notes here. There's Ruby, Sanamura, there's Chica, and there's Yoshiko. So I have
You have 4.
4. Okay.
Number 5.
Yo.
Okay.
Uh,
Number 6.
I dropped my pencil. Daya.
Huh.
Is that not what you were expecting?
No.
What were you expecting?
Not Daya. Number 7.
Okay. All right, got it. Mari.
Okay.
Okay. After that,
Number 8.
Rico.
Okay. And who could number 9 be?
Kanan. There's my list. I did it.
There's your list.
On the fly.
The Owls ranking of Love Life Sunshine cast members.
Yep. So those are the ones that I would put in. Well, and reasons being for certain ones that are like somewhat shocking for me. Like, you know that Ruby and Hanamura are not shocking for me because I love both of them consistently throughout the series and like got attached to them pretty early.
Yeah.
Chica, I absolutely love. I think Chica is a really great character. She goes through a fantastic arc through both seasons, and I don't know. I want to be more like Chica.
Mm-hmm.
Yoshiko is fantastic.
Yeah.
I almost put her above Chica, but I don't know. I just really like Chica. But Yoshiko is a really good character. She has she comes across as like the goofy type.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have the episode with like Rico and the dog where you get like a lot more depth to her and you understand that, I've been that kid. I've been that weird kid.
Yeah, exactly.
So like I related a lot to her. Yo is very loyal.
She's ride or die. She's ROD.
She is super ROD. Like, she's fantastic and she's great for gifts, and I love how talented she is. And then you get to dadgummit. Drop my pencil again. And then the shocking one for you is Daya.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm surprised you're shocked that Daya's here. Who did you think would go there?
I don't know. Like, I just expected like Daya to be a little bit lower.
Mm-hmm. I think that Daya is kind of in the same. She's lower, but Daya went through also a lot of fantastic growth.
Yeah.
And honestly, what puts Daya higher for me is the entire Awaken the Power arc.
Mm-hmm.
Because of her relationship with Ruby.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. I initially did not like Mari.
You didn't?
At all.
No.
I did not like Mari. It took a long time for me to come around on her. And that was literally like probably mid season 2.
Mm-hmm.
That I was actually like, okay, all right, Mari's all right. She still has some weird things, and I'm glad she stopped doing the like weird groping stuff.
Yeah.
But she got some good episodes in, like the back half of season 2, and actually some of the earlier season 2 stuff. We got some good growth on her, and seeing how hard she tried did a lot for me.
Yeah.
Because she really was putting in everything she had. Rico, like, she had funny moments, but she just came across as flat to me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really get as much like growth or depth from her as the rest of everybody. Like, the greatest thing in terms of Rico for me was that she got a dog. I like that. And then Kanan I just never cared about.
Yeah,
ever.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
There was just nothing about Kanan that ever, like, I didn't actually know her name for like, it was well into season 2 that I actually learned her name. I called her Scuba.
You did.
I called her Scuba because I couldn't figure out what her name was. She just, I don't know. She's like athletic and somewhat weirdly abrasive at points, and just doesn't really have a whole lot of like character growth or development like the other characters do. And she doesn't really have her own arc.
Right.
In a sense. So
I think that's fair.
that is My ranking and my reasoning behind them.
There you go. Would you like to hear my ranking?
I did my
You
Rubesti.
did your Rubesti.
Yes, I would love to hear your ranking.
Number one, obviously, going to be very surprising.
Yoshiko!
Yeah, exactly. Literally no surprise there.
Yohane!
Number two, I would put Chica.
Okay, good.
Which is weird because, like, if you would have asked me this last year, like after season 2 ended, Chica would not be this high.
Really?
But I think watching the series again and like just talking about just like the dynamics of how the series goes with you, like it just bumped her up and up and up to
Yeah,
where
she's legitimately a fantastic character.
she's a great character. Number three, I would put Hanamaru because I just love the dynamic that she has with Yoshiko. Of just being
She's
like,
so good.
of just being like the straight man to everything Yoshiko does.
It's so good. They have a good friendship.
Number four would be Ruby.
Rubesti.
Because I always like Ruby was kind of like just like goofy in general when I was watching it originally, and just like the Rubesti thing because I thought that was real dumb and goofy. Number five I would do Yo, because Yo's good. She is
So
like
do we
you
have
said.
Yo in the same position?
I think so. Yo is very ride or die. She's ready to salute and say aye aye matey. Yosero indeed.
Yeah, we have Yo in the same position.
Number six, I might go Rico.
Okay.
Because I think she doesn't, like you said, she doesn't get like a lot of like growth, but in terms of like being someone that she can rely on a lot throughout the series, like she's really good with that. And I think in terms of like what they do with her in season 2, where like they give her like Yoshiko to be a friend with, like I think that's real great, and like lets her like have like a different side of her compared to like everything else you had seen so far. Number 7, I would do Daya.
Mm-hmm.
And then 8 Mari, 9 Kanon.
All right. Our lists aren't that far off.
Yeah. I would agree completely with what you said about Kanon. Like, I don't think she has, like, a lot of, like... They don't give her a lot of character throughout the series, I think. That's, like, the one detriment about this series is, like, she's the one that kind of just gets thrust to the side. Like, she has, like, the big thing, you know, with all the third-year drama. She's kind of, like, the catalyst for that. But once all that stuff gets settled, it's just, like, she basically has nothing else to do.
Well, it's kind of disappointing because, like, at the beginning of the series, she has this whole thing of, like, I got to take care of the shop for my dad. You know, I have this boat. And you'd expect there to be some kind of, like, development there with, like, her having issues with balancing the idol thing and helping her dad out. But it just never comes to be.
Yeah. Which is a bummer because, like, everyone else, they at least, like, give them, like, some growth or, like, a good characterization. But for some reason, like, it just doesn't seem like Kanon really gets either of that.
Yeah.
But that's my list, and I'm sticking to it.
I'm sticking with mine.
There you go. So now you've seen the series, it's time for you to do what everyone does when they watch Love Live. It's time for you to pick a subunit to become a big fan of.
Oh boy. Which I don't know any of the subunits.
I feel like I have an idea which subunit you would devote to.
Okay.
There is, so they pronounce this, and I completely do not remember how to pronounce this.
Okay.
Because like it's the way it's like written makes you think it's one thing, but like I heard it pronounced and it's like different.
Well, that's how Aqua is.
Yeah. So this looks like Cyron, but I think it's like Chauron maybe. It's really weird. It's Cyaron. This is obviously, because the capital letters in this are C, Y, and R. This is Chica, Yo, and Ruby. Which I feel like this would be the group you would automatically go to.
Probably, yes.
I don't know if this says like what kind of music they play, because some of them does. But I feel like they're kind of just like more poppy style. There is Azalea, which is
Azalea?
Yeah, which is Kanon, Daya, and Hanamaru.
That seems like a weird group.
It does. They're more like some like lighter poppy music. And then finally we have Guilty Kiss,
Guilty Kiss.
which is Riko, Yoshiko, and Mari, and they are like the more rock style music. Not like Saint Snow heavy, but like at least harder than just like normal Aqua style music. But yeah, there you go. There's the subunits that you can get into.
Well, 2 of them seem interesting in the very least.
Yeah, like they're very weird, like kind of like groupings in general. Because like Guilty Kiss kind of makes sense because it's like it's a first year, a second year, and a third year together.
Mm-hmm.
But then the rest of them are just like real strange. Like you got Chica and Yo, and then they grabbed Ruby, and then
Yes.
Dia and Kanan just grabbed Hanamaru.
Like you would think that Dia would take Ruby.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But not the case.
I'm gonna add 2 to this ranking here.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna add just 1 because they'll be as 1. Saint Snow, and they go above Rico.
Big surprise.
Actually, no, they're gonna go above Dia. So they're gonna be number 6.
Nice.
All right, so Saint Snow. There we go. I've redone my rankings.
There you go. Official.
So Kanan is now 10. And, accordingly, it shifts everybody down. Dia 7, Mari 8, Rico 9. Saint Snow. They're so good.
Saint Snow.
Which I mentioned on Twitter, but I think it's hilarious that that's how you got me into this show, is that you know that I'm a huge fan of baby metal.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you saw that there was a baby metal, like, I don't want to say parody, but like a rip-off type scenario.
Inspired by, almost.
Inspired by, yes. And you're like, hey, listen to this. I'm like, oh my God, I love this. This is amazing. This is so good. And then like I went and did some research and found out that shoot, I'm blanking on her name.
The girl who plays Leah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sato is her name, right?
I'm gonna say yes, because I believe you're
I think
right.
it's like
Hang on.
Hinata Sato.
Nope, that's not it. Hang on.
No.
Hang on.
I might be confused with the 2 names. I think for some reason it's Hinata Sato, but I could be wrong.
Almost there.
Almost there. You can do it.
Hinata Sato.
Ah, I got it. Yay. She was in the group that Baby Metal came from.
Yeah.
And so I thought that was really a clever choice that they got her as Leah. But man, I was so into it. You showed me a video of it. I'm like, I am all on this. I had the songs downloaded before I even watched the show.
Mm-hmm.
You were like, hey, look, new Saint Snow music. I'm like, yes. I didn't even know who Saint Snow was. Nothing. I just loved the music.
Which even like before, like I showed you, like I think I was like, there was a point where I was like, I don't know if she'll like this.
Yeah.
Because this is an idol show, and maybe this is gonna not be the thing. But then you were like, yeah, I'm on board. Let's do this.
So yeah, I got way more invested in Love Live Sunshine than you expected.
It's true. But yeah, I think that's gonna wrap this up then.
We've done it. I
done
also
it.
finished all my orange juice, so
You did. Now you're gonna turn into an orange.
great. Fantastic. Somebody grill me.
So that is it. That is it for Love Life Sunshine and season 2 of this series or this podcast.
Yay.
But if you would like more from us, go to seasonlanguagecheckup.com or scc.cool, where you can find past episodes of this podcast and other podcasts like Season Language Checkup and Season Language Checkup OVA. And you can find columns and reviews on the site as well. If you want more from Anladium, go to anladium.com. She's got columns and reviews. And you can follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/animecheckup. Next time, I'm sure by the time this goes up, we will have something else already going.
Start a new series.
We will start season 3 of Jared and Al Watch. We have ideas of stuff we want to watch We just
Mm-hmm.
haven't necessarily talked about that quite yet and nailed down exactly what we're going to talk about next.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, there should be something coming up next week.
I don't say there should be. There will be.
There will be. There you go. Guarantee. And then obviously, like, when we get movies, those will like kind of like slot in whenever, just like replace a week probably.
Mm-hmm.
But the next time we talk about Love Live will be the movie. Whenever we are able to see it and talk about it, it'll be up. But tune in next week for something new, season 3.
Do your bestie,
There you
everybody.
go. If there's one thing to take away from the series is do your Rubesti.